Hey, what's up guys? This is Kyle Camarillo and welcome to my bag. I'm a photographer and a filmmaker here in San Francisco and I mainly shoot skateboarding. So this is my main bag that I use. It's a Think Tank airport takeoff. I mainly like it because you can skate down the street with it like this and you can just not have to have it on your back. But then if you do get into a situation where like, oh, I gotta climb up these stairs or top this fence or whatever and you want to have a backpack, it also has straps. On the outside, I throw a few things in it. I throw in this seat, a little tripod in here. It comes in super handy. I use this thing all the time. Starting, I guess, with the top, a bunch of cards in here, an ND filter, a variable ND filter, a pen, lens cloth, stuff like that's always good to have. First, I guess I have the Nikon D810 body. This is what I shoot all my photos with. It's a killer. This thing's a beast. I love shooting with this thing. Sometimes when I shoot with a circular fisheye and I crop it square, and so I use this kind of frame to show myself how it would be cropped. Dave Kami came up with this, smart man. This is a Nikon 10.5 fisheye. It's made for crop sensors, but if you put it on a full frame, it's a full circle, 16mm, normal full frame fisheye. Use both for different occasions. I use the GH4 for all my video stuff, used it for 1947, and I used the GH3 for that one as well. GH5 just came out, so I got one of those. This thing is amazing, super psyched on it, and can't wait to use it on more projects, to be honest. The features I really like about this camera is the built-in image stabilization in body, as well as if you're using their Panasonic or Lumix lenses that have image stabilization, then you get dual image stabilization, and it looks amazing because I like to shoot a lot just by holding to my face like that. So that's a really rad feature. So I have the 12-35 lens. This is the Mark II of the 12-35 series that they have. I have the Mark I still staying on the GH4, so I just kind of keep that one on there and keep this one on here. The other lens I use a lot is the 35-100 7-14 Lumix lens. I use this a lot on the gimbal, mainly for lines. I've grown to prefer this over the fisheye. I've been using this a lot. It's a fun one. This is the fisheye I use for video stuff. It's a Samyang 8mm fisheye, Nikon mount, but I use a Metabones XL speed booster so that it will go onto the GH5 or 4. It's a cool little combo. It's what I've found to be the widest looking fisheye, the most distorted and bowed fisheye, with just a little bit of vignette that I'm able to just zoom in a little bit and get that out. To me, it's the most similar to like a VX1000 fisheye. The lens I use the most for shooting photos is probably this 50mm. This one's a 1.4, 70-200, 2.8. This is the Mark II with, I believe, image stabilization. Yeah, they call it vibration reduction for Nikon. If you have the space between you and your subject, this is the way to go. This is a really fun one to shoot with. This is the mic I use for video stuff. It's very simple. It's just a Rode mic. It's the Video Mic Pro, Mavic Pro. Just thrown in there. Rad little tool to have. Here's the remote. Drone stuff can be like really played out and done like way too much, but if you use it simply and for the right situations, I think it's a really rad look. Definitely watch any of Russell Houghton's stuff if you want to know how to do it correctly. And I got just a little blow guy in here. That's it for this bag. So this is the second bag I have. In this area, I keep a bag of wax, Bluetooth speaker. There's some extra bearings in here. So inside this bag, I got two cool things to show first. I have a Tadashi little beanbag tripod. These aren't out yet, but they soon will be. You set it somewhere, you can just put your camera right on top, and you can just kind of like wiggle your camera to be however you want it to be. I also have the Tadashi fisheye filter. Thing's awesome. Get in close. It's a fun one to have for fisheye stuff. I recently changed up my entire flash system to this brand called Flashpoint, which is also Witchstro and a few other Godox, a few other brands in one. It's very strange, especially for skateboarding stuff. It's like you're always going to get your flash knocked over and blasted, and so it's nice just to have cheap stuff that works really, really well. I have 2 of these. For a while I was just running all SB800 speed lights, and what I would do is I would double them up to get twice the power. I'd stack them like this, tape them up together, and then shoot. Probably most of the photos that I have on my website or whatever are shot just like that with just doubled up SB800s. Once these guys came out and with the affordability of them, I switched over to these, and these are like four SB800s set up together. They're really powerful, and they're still pretty small and compact. Wittstro AD360. So I have 2 of these guys. They have their own sync system, which these go for your little speed lights, and then these go into the these bigger strobes. I'll just pretty much cut out my Pocket Wizard setup. Here's the batteries for them. Also very simple, small, and this is kind of just turns into my like flash bag. So here's all my lights. Just keep them all in here. So these aren't necessarily in my bag, but these are things that I take with me all the time. Moment lenses. These are awesome for mobile photography stuff. They have this really cool like bayonet mount system that you just line up these 2 dots and you just turn it and it hooks right in. And you've got a 60mm lens on your phone. My favorite lens that they make is easily this 18mm lens. Super fun to shoot with. I really suggest you check out their stuff. Any skateboard filmers knows you gotta have a handle for your whatever camera you're using, and this is what I use. It's the Easy Handle V2. It has good weight to it so that your light DSLR isn't as shaky. You can actually like feel what you're doing with it. This is the tripod I use. It's kind of a hacked tripod. It's a different head on different legs. The brand is called Benro. The smaller legs with a little bit slightly better head. What I like about it is, like I try to do with all my gear, is just small and simple and easy for run and gun kind of stuff. It's not a giant video tripod that you'd normally see people with. I don't have a giant camera. I just use those GH bodies, so this is super good and easy for me. This is my light stands. These are Lowell, the Uni stand. They're really light and work really well. I just have 2 of those. So my last bag is the Think Tank shapeshifter bag. You can make it really compact. It has like an extra zipper that will make it so it's even smaller, or if you have something that it needs more room, it will lift up a little bit. And then I pretty much only use this bag for the gimbal. Reason why I like it for the gimbal with the shapeshifter features is that like it can kind of be bulky on one side, so I can kind of tighten this side and leave this side a little bulky. And then if I did want to just run around with one camera, if I knew I was just doing a shoot and I just needed a camera and this thing, you throw your camera in here, and you can throw like a lens in here and all these little pockets in the bag. It's really cool. So this is the gimbal I use. It's the Came TV Mini 3. Really easy to set up. It's perfect for the GH cameras, even the Sony A7 series, and it can just easily go right back into your bag just by detaching the. You can even detach it, make it even smaller, but I just detach the top handle, and you can just put it in your bag like that, and it's good to go. This is obviously like a lot of equipment, and you don't need to have this much stuff to be able to do what I do or do what you want to do. This is the stuff that works best for me at the moment. You can use your phone, you can use a VX1000, you can use a VHS camera. That's like one of my favorite things about skateboarding, like media stuff, is that there's no rules, and you know, there's room for everyone and for any type of camera and for any type of film or any type of photography. Just have fun with it and do skateboarding. If you have any questions about any of the gear or any of the work that I've done, like, you can just comment and I'll get back to any of the questions that you have. I've had a lot of help from guys when I was younger that were, you know, like Joe Brook, who worked for Slap Magazine at the time, Gabe Morford, Mark Whiteley, Ewan Bowman, Anthony Clairval, and many, many more. But I had a lot of help from guys like that to show me, you know, what they did and how they looked at things and how they, you know, got to be where they're at in skateboarding, and that helped me a lot. So, you know, I'm always down to help other people if they have questions on stuff like that. So, yeah, man, hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, just keep shooting, shoot everything.